Welcome to the Bald and Beautiful. I am Melissa Fredericks. I am joined by
KevOnStage.
KevOnStage.
That chick Angel.
Marcus ain't on the gram.
Marcus ain't on the gram, and we are here to discuss Married at First Sight, episode 6.
Yes.
And the good stuff when the marriages start falling apart.
Yeah, this is where everything starts falling apart.
This was juicy. I was
Yeah,
smiling the whole time.
It was.
Oh, yeah. End of the honeymoon on the heels of realization going back to regular life.
That's when real life kicks in.
You know what? I didn't really like you anyway.
You get a lot of teeth sucking.
That's exactly what's happening.
So typically the way that I start, or the order of the couples, is the order that they show on screen. However, comma. What we finna do is talk about what everybody want to talk about.
Yes.
And that's Karen and Miles.
Is that what everybody want to talk about?
Yes, child. I've been tagged so many times. Justin Stewart was like, as a matter of fact, I need to text him. He was like, after you watch this scene, text me. Then he made a whole video on Instagram and was like, I need to hear your thoughts. All these people. I have comments on last week's video. When are y'all going to talk about this? We need to talk about Karen and Miles.
Yeah, Angel was on a completely different podcast.
Yes.
Somebody
talking about it.
Yes, but they
Like-
want to know about Christine and Henry.
So they're next.
They're all good.
Yeah.
Brett, I want to talk about Brett and Olivia.
Yeah.
That's
all
a
the
good one
couples.
too. Yeah.
Okay, so the order that I have is Karen and Miles. Then we'll talk about Christina and Henry. This was wrong. Then we'll talk about Olivia and Brett. Then Amelia and Bennett. And then Amani and Woody.
Perfect.
Okay. You know, the happy couples. They're the easy couples.
They real easy.
I don't
Okay.
know. We gonna get to.
Oh, yeah, because I see the preview for a couple weeks ago.
I didn't even have to see that yet. I was
yeah.
like,
So Karen and Miles on their honeymoon. They're at the. I'm gonna set the scene, okay? Because a lot of people apparently don't watch the show, but just like to watch our
Yes, that's it.
watch our reviews.
They here for the review and the episode. It's like, oh, that's what happened.
Right.
So I'm gonna set the scene for them. So they're on their honeymoon. Obviously, they're in the at the pool and they're having a discussion. And Miles is at a point of true vulnerability.
Yeah.
And he is explaining and telling Karen that he thinks it's really important that he is honest, transparent with her. Hello. And shares that he has been diagnosed with clinical depression.
Yes.
Man.
Which you can see from his, if you watch.
Did you peg him?
No, but when she said when she found out stuff that she wasn't supposed to, he's always crying and so emotional. It's like, it's a shock, but at the same time, he probably didn't think it was going to be that serious.
Right.
Oh, he's just emotional, a little soft.
Yeah.
No, he actually
She
has
done found a way to call him soft on a mighty occasion.
Many occasions.
And this is why men don't be wanting to cry and be vulnerable.
It's so true.
Because people be like, see, I need a strong man. And strong is equal to not crying and not showing feelings. And then you be like, Kev, what you feeling like? You ain't finna miles me up.
They were just trying to get us to cry.
Yeah.
No, I'm not Karen. I don't agree with how she hit it.
Because
I don't either.
Cry.
Actually, let's start on that because her response, what did she say?
She was like, I always really, in her confessional, I always really wanted a masculine man.
That's what she said.
And I was like, how does him having clinical depression relate to his masculinity?
You know what? I thought that first, as soon as they said that, I was like,
Yeah.
this will be happening in the community.
It
And
is.
it could have been edited that way.
It could have been.
Yeah.
But the way that framing makes it seem like you are weak for having mental health issues, which makes people not want to go to see therapists.
Right.
And, you know, and then it's all bad.
Yeah,
And the other thing I didn't, go ahead.
No, I was going to say they just made her look like a villain at that point.
It did.
Yeah.
It
Little
did.
villain.
Yeah.
And the other thing I didn't like that was kind of like jarring for me is the fact that the phrasing that she used as well was, that's kind of a red flag.
Yes.
Mental health?
Yeah.
Or clinical
Him
depression?
having clinical depression.
Yeah, I just thought red flags has a very specific meaning, and someone having clinical, that's not a red flag.
Well,
I think when she said, hold on, let me get the whole thought out. I think when she said,
I got you that ring.
it's beautiful. I think when she said, I'm not sure that I'm able to support him, I think that's a fair assessment.
Right.
I think that's fair because you do have to recognize if someone's going to have these peaks and these valleys and maybe really low valleys, you need to make sure that you're a person that can be there for them and support them and, help them through that time, whatever that means for that person.
Yeah.
I get that. And if she doesn't have that within herself, I think that's an honest revelation and being very well self-aware. I think it was just everything else I'm looking for a masculine man, which she said several times on the very first episode. She said that. So it's just all of that. That's kind of like you are a red flag.
That's exactly what I was gonna say. She's the red flag in the situation because Miles has not shown anything to make me question like, oh, he's not masculine at all. Exactly. Like I'm sure, like, do you want? What is your definition of masculine? Are you looking for a dude to be like tossing you around? Yeah. Like, what are you looking for?
I don't know if he goes that far, but I think there's a lot of people out there who want a strong, stern man, and they equate strength and lack of emotion and crying with masculinity. Like those two are not separable. Not necessarily abuse, but like my dad. Like I'm strong. I don't cry. I don't show emotion. Like how Brett was saying he was. Like I'm very like this. You know what I'm saying? So that's a pretty common thing. I mean, remember, like the mental health conversation openly in the Black community is relatively new. Right? Less than 10 years, maybe 5, where people openly, men have been talking about going to therapy and stuff like that. So it stands to reason that women are not used to growing up with men who talked about that or experienced those things and equated that with strength.
Well, one thing I will say is she is very consistent.
Yeah,
she has never changed. It has been up and down.
She's been consistently kind of trash. Yeah.
All right. No, I don't agree with that because it's like she came before she even met the dude. She was like, This is what I'm looking for," and he hasn't really fit that. He's a nice guy. Yeah, he's a caring guy. He's very gentle. He cares about her and how comfortable she is, but her outtake on what she was looking for in a husband, he does not fit in.
Well, I think it's a scapegoat a little bit, and I don't think she's given herself a chance to even get to know him in any form or fashion other than how he does not check her boxes.
That's fair.
That's what it feels like to me. It's like
once she saw that Instagram,
she's been trying to discount him ever since on every single time. Because I am one of those chicks that I was like, I want a masculine dude because I'm not the most feminine of females, but it's not about, for me, it wasn't about I don't want a dude that cries. I didn't want somebody who backed down from things easily. That's that's my equation of masculinity is that you can stand in your own, because I'm going to stand in my own, and I don't want to be standing there by myself because you've retreated. Yeah, whatever, call it whatever you want to call it. But when it just was kind of disheartening to hear. Like, she's already did a couple of jabs at him that I know when he sees them is going to make him be like, dang. Yeah. But to have that jab after he opened himself up about something, like you said, that people haven't been that comfortable, especially Black people, to talk about until 2020, and still people shy away from it. And then to hear that she potentially equated that and said it was a red flag, like it was like, Karen,
I think it was a bad matchup.
Well, I think that if Karen went in with more of an open mind and an open heart, that they really could be a really beautiful couple. Yeah. I think it is unfortunate that she is holding on to these really toxic views of what it means to be a man, of what masculinity means, what it means to have strength.
Can that be considered a preference? Because I think, you remember in the 90s, like, I like a roughneck.
No.
Like, you can like a hood dude. You can like,
I think those are preferences. I think associating strength as the opposite of vulnerability. I think associating strength as a lack of tears. I think that is toxic. Yeah. Because the fact of the matter is, it took a heck of a lot of courage for him to expose and be so transparent with this woman that he's known for 4 days.
Nah, dude.
Every time they reset that,
always willing to express his feelings.
And on camera, though, I'm sorry, that's a lot. I'm sorry. Go ahead. No,
I was just saying, every time an episode starts and they reset like how long they've been married, like the wrapping up the honeymoon, this is the 6th day. I'd be like, man, to have to tell someone you're diagnosed with clinical depression on the 6th day of knowing them, romantic or not, that's a lot.
The reason I don't feel like it's not as much for him as it would be for anyone else is because, like I said, I haven't seen his stories, but one of the key things that she brought up to the producer, whoever she was talking to in private, she was like, he just seems to do a lot of crying on camera. When you talk to your Instagram, apparently it's a public forum.
I thought about that too. How much crying did she see in them couple of hours?
I don't know.
But a lot of crying.
But for him to say that on camera to her to somebody that he just met 6 days ago, he apparently expresses that to a bunch of people that he doesn't know.
Well, no, this is his wife. He's all in. Like, this is not
for sure.
You know what I'm saying?
He's definitely 100%
So
in.
it's like, if this is forever, me telling you on day 6 versus day 126 makes
day 26
or day yes. You are best.
They had a better chance, man. Diddy, I'll
I
never
like
forgive
day
you.
26.
I did too.
Diddy and day 26 and Danny Kane, they deserve more.
And they did.
Danny King was popping too.
They were.
Ken, why you always do this?
I'm sorry. I just thought about day 26.
I'm about to go in with you.
I know. They're fantastic.
But yeah, he's all in. So for him,
Yeah.
this is his wife, and he feels like his wife should know.
Yeah, but that
hey,
ain't her husband. She's
Yes.
that ain't her husband.
That's her
I feel like she's
stranger.
still-
That's her stranger.
I know that's
That's
her
right.
stranger.
Yeah.
Like they are married, but she is still approaching it. It feels like as a date.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like I don't think she's taking the committed. I'm committed to you like that.
Right.
It is very like it's a bayonet relationship. Like I need to keep you at this distance, and I'll decide if you get to come closer. And he's trying, he's pushing, he's doing everything
Yeah.
you can, but she's not warming up to him nearly as fast as he warmed up to her.
So before that even happened, when they were, I don't know, they brought on the discussion. That's when the maturity thing came in. Where he was like, "Do you all think I can beat my wife in a foot race?" And like how I was just like, why is he so hell bent on proving that he can beat this woman in a race? I'm just like, that's that maturity thing. I think that could go back to the last episode where it's just like, quit calling her a cougar.
Yeah.
Quit talking about how you faster than her.
He's trying to show he's masculine.
No,
I'm
that ain't how you do
fast.
it.
I'm
I think so. I think he probably is trying to like prove his masculinity. I also think that dang, what was I finna say?
I don't know.
Oh man.
It was about Karen. Dang. that's
She's
alright,
she's mature for her age.
I don't think so.
You don't
I
think
don't
so?
either.
I know what I was saying.
she-
Why do you
she's-
keep
wait,
defending her?
I'm not defending her. I'm defending the stance that she had looking at him on the outside in. Like I said 3-4 episodes ago, she is not attracted to him. It's not her fault.
Yes, it is. She signed up for this. She signed
All right,
up
she
for
did not
this.
sign up to be.
Experts messed her up.
Yeah.
The experts
Like-
messed her up. But this is what I was gonna say. Dang it!
You lost it again?
No. Sorry.
Oh, I remember. Okay, I'm gonna say it right now before I forget. That the unfortunate thing is this. It's easy to say you want a masculine man and you don't want a man that this, that, and the other. Then you're 5, 7, 10 years married and you have this emotionless man.
Exactly.
And you don't know what's what because he ain't showed
Exactly.
you no emotion and you going to be crying, begging him.
Right.
How do you feel? What do you want? Can you tell me
Exactly.
you like me? Can you tell me you love me? You're going to be begging him to show you some emotion and you signed up for this in the beginning.
Yeah.
And I think that's actually a lack of maturity.
That's exactly
on her
what it
point
is.
because
Yeah.
she doesn't even understand what you're asking for is not actually what you want. What you want is a man that is in tune with his emotions, that is emotionally
maybe she
intelligent.
doesn't.
Girl, Kevin, ain't no way in the world.
They're beating.
Hold on,
Hold on. But this is coming from women that have been married for up 10 years.
Exactly.
Right. So that's what
She
I'm
has
saying.
never been married.
That's the immaturity. That's what she's
that's
saying.
right.
That's an immature point of view because she hasn't experienced marriage. She has this made up. We've got girlfriends like that. You know that have these made up point of views of what they need in a man
Yes.
to have a successful marriage, and we just be like, no, that's not gonna last.
On that point,
Exactly.
Angela and Melissa, Karen Daddy is the one who was like, I'm not going on no camera, right? He wouldn't be. So most, or not most, but say
Yeah.
she sees, maybe she wants a husband like her dad.
Naturally.
Maybe her dad is that stone cold thing. Like
Yeah.
that's what I'm saying. Like y'all keep saying women don't want that. Like maybe she doesn't realize it's not
That's what
she
it is.
wants.
She doesn't realize it.
Okay,
Yeah.
I'll give you that.
And
I'll
this
give
is
you
the other
that.
thing. This is
Here
the
you
other
go.
thing. This is the flip side of that. She's looking at her dad from a daughter's perspective.
Not a wife's.
Yeah.
Ask your mama
Right.
how you
Right.
feel
Yeah.
about
Right.
your daddy.
Right.
That's the conversation because the dynamics between, I love my dad. I am a daddy's girl to the core. But when I think about his relationship that he had with my mother, I understand her issues more now that I am a wife.
And that's
Yeah.
hard to see
Yeah.
as a child because
Exactly.
a person can be a great parent and
Yes.
not a
Right.
great
Yeah.
partner.
Exactly.
And you like, man, you tripping. He picked us up. He
Yeah,
played with us.
daddy's
Like,
a
y'all
king.
didn't know
And
what
it's like,
happened.
but he's a silent king that don't say nothing.
Yeah.
right.
Right.
Yeah,
When
yeah,
that
yeah,
door
yeah.
closed and she's trying to connect and it's like,
Yeah.
And all you remember is daddy picked me up by
Yeah.
my head.
Exactly.
But she only
Yeah.
knows the example that she's been given. It's
Right,
like,
right.
it's
That's
stern
true.
and
That's
hard.
that's a really
Yeah.
fair assumption, Liz, because You know, it could be, a lot of them old black people, we just together. It's been too long to get divorced. I'm not
Right.
going to do that.
Yeah,
You make,
they're
I make the
comfortable.
money.
It is
you
what it
make
is.
Yeah, you
Yeah.
make the eggs and coffee, and we just going to eat this bread and die.
Yeah.
You know how it is. That's just
Yes.
older black people when
Right.
it wasn't socially acceptable
Yeah.
or economically available to get divorced.
17
Yes.
outside kids. Yeah.
Yeah.
Grandpa
they-
had a whole other family. Like, you look like my cousin. I'm
Yeah.
your
brother.
Yeah.
Right. Yeah, so I'm getting unfortunately like frustrated with Karen. Not to say that they would work out regardless, but I just wish that she would stop standing in the way of actually seeing if this could work.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I feel like even if they had
I think you just hating on
a
Karen.
great beginning, I've been diagnosed with clinical depression is still a big hammer to drop.
Oh, yeah,
it
But
is.
on them specifically,
Right.
when he
Yeah.
said that, I was like, oh, Miles,
Yeah.
I feel for you because
I did too.
it felt like she was just looking for a thing.
Oh,
Yeah,
and
that's
he
the
done
problem.
gave
She
her a-
does seem to look for things. It's like,
Get out of jail free
but he
card.
cares about you.
And I don't know if she
Way-
really wanted to do this show. Like, I feel like she wanted to be married.
Yeah.
But like Angel was saying, you signed up for it. I don't know if she's all the way in.
it don't seem.
I'm
like
curious of
it.
how it would have been if her and Woody ended up together. Like somebody different.
I don't think. I
And
still don't think
and
she's
if she didn't see anything prior,
That's where she messed
You know?
up.
Yeah,
That's
that's
a
a
big
I think that was the
hypothetical.
biggest because she
That was
went
a
in
big
with
thing.
already, that just ruined it from the start.
I think if Miles was tall, muscular, like considered fine, like in the conventional sense,
Sure.
she would be looking for all the things to make it right. Who's that one
She'd
person?
be Olivia.
Yeah, it's going great. Like we connect on so many
Just
things.
hold on to that thought because I got plenty of thoughts on
Yeah.
them.
Okay.
Are
All
we
right.
done? Are we done
Yeah,
with
we
Karen?
done.
I
Yeah.
am done.
Sound like you was about to say something and
No,
forgot.
I was thinking about it, but I was like, I feel like that was like, when you be playing spades and something happens in early, like the seventh hand, you like, oh, we gonna get set.
Yeah.
That's what that felt like.
got-
that felt like
They
the
got
thing-
said in the second book.
They got set when somebody cut
They
diamonds
reneged
on the
early.
king.
Yeah.
You're like,
Yes.
oh, we're gonna lose.
Right.
I'm gonna play my best, but you could see like Miles, like, oh god, like he had to tell her for his own thing.
Absolutely. Yeah.
But I feel like that is a thing that, because what she said, which can come across as like true and stuff, but it's also a great get out of jail free. I don't know if I can support that.
Yeah.
Right. Which kind of is like, I don't know if I'm willing to do all that work.
Right.
Yeah.
That's a lot of emotional work, and I just signed up for like kind of like a ready-made husband for me.
Right.
I thought the
Yeah.
extra would pick somebody perfect for me,
Right.
and I'm gonna have to work. And I got something to tell you, Karen. Even if they are perfect for you, you still gonna have to work.
Yeah.
Still gonna have to
Exactly.
work, Karen.
Because
Exactly.
everything you don't like now, you gonna hate later.
Marcus Panksley.
and it's actually true. Like there are actual like marriage therapists, researchers that say the very thing that you were attracted to your spouse in the beginning becomes the very thing that becomes an issue later
Oh
on.
yeah, it'd be like, oh, you so funny. All you do is play.
Yep.
Yeah.
I haven't changed. That haven't happened to me, but that's
But that's
But
real.
that's what
Yeah,
happens
for
to
real.
people. You know,
Yeah.
you pick, especially, and I know we're not going to them next, but are we going to Christina and Henry next?
I'm going to Henry.
Christina and Henry, it's
Christina-
literally the same thing that's happened to them.
Yeah.
You want somebody different than what you've had,
Yeah.
and then you get that, and you realize, actually, I just
don't
wanted,
want-
I wanted another try
Right.
at the aggressive guy.
Yeah.
Let's
Because
set 'em
Henry
up. Set 'em
is-
up.
Okay.
Set 'em up. Set 'em
So-
up, Christina Henry.
All right, so we're going to
Picture.
Christina and Henry. Yes, it's always a picture on the bottom. I'm trying to remember what they did. I think
They
they
went
did
paddle boating.
Okay,
Yeah,
they
they
went
went
the
paddle
paddle boating, and this was
Paddle boarding, excuse me. Paddle boarding.
What was
Yeah.
it? Mannequin.
Yeah,
Marcus.
Sorry,
He be
Melissa.
trying to be normal.
sorry, Melissa.
He's like a robot, an alien in a human body trying to have a human experience.
Yes.
He be saying the stuff, I'd be like, ah. He's
He
like,
was like,
I gotta make sure the wife is
gonna
okay.
die now.
Okay, the wife's not okay. Then this woman dog fell off the paddleboard. Are you okay?
I need him to confess his diagnosis. I need him to do
I
that
do
so
too.
we can
Yeah.
all be on one accord.
Because we
with
know
him.
it's there.
I agree.
It's there.
I agree, 100%. The pivotal moment to me was actually when they were sitting down at the table.
Oh yeah.
Girl.
When he's talking about her being impatient or when he was with Woody?
yes.
Oh,
And
yeah.
he was talking about all of it.
Yes.
But listen, I ain't never been Team Christina from day one. I knew she was going to turn out to be this person. That's why I doubt they
She's
would work.
awful. She's
However, when she was being rude to the staff or to the crew,
Yeah.
Yeah.
That was it for
You saw it. That's the most passion he done shown.
it was.
He was
I was
just-
like,
I thought he was gonna go in. He was like, look, I was like, oh, here it comes. Then he just asked a regular question. I was like, I thought Henry was about to snap off on her.
I said, if the production, the editor had to leave the lead-in questions from the producer, that means she was giving them nothing
at all.
Because I was like, listen, they don't let us in behind the curtain. Like, they're prompting them, but they edit it out.
Right.
They lead you with open-ended questions. And they asked her, she like, oh. And she did that on the marriage day. When they was like, we need one more diary cam.
Yep.
She's like, I happen to get married. Okay, bye. And y'all stand over there.
Yeah, I don't like that.
Yeah, that's like treating wait staff poorly.
Yeah.
Or a flight attendant.
The thing that really irritated me is when she was trying to talk to Olivia. I'm like, you are the Brett of your relationship.
Yeah.
Like, chill out,
She
chick.
don't
You
see herself.
suck.
But she got but I recognize the F-boy when I see one.
Yes.
Girl, that two things may be true.
Yeah.
I might be trash, but I know trash when I see it because I done been with trash too. Can't take it how you want.
Yeah,
But she was like,
But did you think she was out of line?
no.
No?
Nah.
About
Did
talking
you?
to her?
When
Yes.
talking to Olivia?
I thought she was way out of line.
I thought so too.
Why
I
she out
was
of line?
like-
We're supposed to be girls. We're
But
supposed to
no,
be getting our
one-
cycles together.
Why are you so obsessed with him not answering a question when he gave
And
the
it was-
specific reason why he didn't want to do it?
Because that was
But-
a dumb answer.
That
was a
I think
cop-out answer.
I thought it was very in line with Brett.
Yes.
I thought
Cop-out.
Cop out or not.
And that nose got to
I
flaring.
think she made
That nose
it
was up
more
there, boy. It was
than
touching
It
his
really
ear.
was. I was like, it's a silly question, and a silly question he doesn't want to answer. Why are you so bent on that?
Because
I just feel like
love
it's a
seeing them
red
two go at
flag.
it though. I'm like, yeah, see, they deserve each other. That's,
Who?
Brett and
Olivia?
Yeah,
Olivia?
Olivia. I'm
we,
like,
we
yeah.
on Christina and Henry.
But he
I mean,
didn't say-
Christina and
they ain't never gonna
And
argue.
Brett.
because he
He's
don't
saying
talk.
he
Christina
should've-
and Brett, like
he's
they
saying
deserve
they
each
should've-
other.
Oh, got it,
Yeah.
got it, got it. They
I'm
asked
like,
him
yeah, they
that
need to
question.
go
He
at
said,
it.
I'm gonna take a bite.
Yes, he did.
He's
She
like,
said, "Are
take
you
a bite of
avoiding the
this."
question
Like,
by
no.
eating?"
No, I'm listening. That's what he said.
What was the
Absolutely
question
avoid
they
it.
asked him when he did that?
Is there something you want more? Or something
Oh,
your
they were
spouse
trying
could
to
be
lead
doing
him to
Yes.
better?
say the impatient thing.
Well, and because she been lying this whole time, talking about we enjoy talking so much.
Oh, yeah.
No, you guys
It'd
don't.
be
You guys
not
do
talking.
not talk.
He's not talking.
It'd be looking
You can't
painful.
stand it. Yeah. She's pissed off about how this all turned out.
Yeah.
And she's, trying to fake it a little bit for the camera, and then they showed us, no, actually, let's pull back the curtain. She is losing her utter mind.
Yeah.
And she's taking it out on us.
You know what I think? I think on the
Exactly.
questionnaire, she asked for what she got.
Yeah,
But that's not really what she wanted.
right.
She
Did
just
she-
had the bad relationship with the guys that she was used to. So she like, let me get somebody else that's different. And then they got that person. And she like, you know what?
It's not working.
Want somebody aggressive. Make a move. Make a move. Don't nobody want to move on you.
He don't know what move
don't- yeah,
he
he don't
make
know
at
what to-
lunch.
yeah.
See, this is the thing, and I'm not going to jump forward completely, but you need a personality like Woody's and all in for this type of thing to work. To decide to sign up for this show and to be like, I just want to take it slow.
Yeah.
You've already hit 90. What are you
That's a
trying
good
to
point.
You're trying to pump the brakes in not to
then
Christina's still trash. But I
I
can
liked her
understand.
this episode. Well, outside of her.
Right. But I can understand why she's frustrated because it's just like, how we can't take it too much. We are married, so
That's
either
fair.
give in to me.
But if everybody was Woody, then there would be no discussion.
You're
It'd
right.
be boring.
It would be.
You're right.
That's fair. But the thing is, it's like, in great character writing, people are who they are.
Mm-hmm.
And just because you put Henry in a situation where you need him to move
Sure.
fast doesn't mean he
Yeah,
can.
he's
He's
not him.
incapable of doing it. Like, you can see him getting flustered with just a question.
Yeah.
Woody asked him, if your wife wanted to have sex with you right now, would you? He's like,
said,
ouch.
He was malfunctioning the steam, the
Literally
bolt.
smoking.
Yeah.
He was, take it.
did you say
Butt, cheeks, boobs. I don't know. She's a girl.
Yeah, wet moisture? Oh,
It was too much for
She
him.
was losing.
Yeah.
Woody was like, first of all, he don't know what an open-ended question is. He said, I just asked you an open-ended question. You asked him a closed-ended question. Because the answer is yes or no.
Yeah.
But Woody, they were like, okay, you know what? Okay,
Yeah.
I'm sorry.
Yeah.
He was like,
because your Woody's
I
like, calm
sweated.
down. It's cool.
Yeah.
It's cool.
he was
Yeah.
like,
We just talking here.
I'm sweating now.
Right. Just dying. He was dying.
was.
This is not an experience that he should have.
You know
Signed
what?
up for it.
You could tell their relationship when Christina said, we had a good day. He said he liked this. He said he would like to do this again.
And he told
more
me.
and he told me.
She
This
sounds
is
like
really-
his aide.
Yes, she
Yeah.
does.
She sounds like his aide.
She taking the small victories. By the time she was like, this is good.
Right.
But you know she's calling her mama and her friends frustrated. And that's what I'm saying. She's definitely putting on a front for the cameras. But in reality, she feels when we got that glimpse of make a move already. That's how she really feels.
But what do you think she wants him to do?
Move faster.
Just in everything?
Yes.
She wants to be aggressive.
Meet the moment.
Yeah.
I have to get to know you.
Yeah. Get to know you.
He be talking like they're on a speed date thing. Like first date, like I am fully married to you.
And the thing is, I'm not quite sure either that he's very much of a conversationalist. So it'll, I really like this water. What do you think? I too like this water. Mm-hmm. What do you think? Right. And that is just kind of that type of vibe. And it's like, we need more. Let's go deeper. Let's have a deeper conversation. And he's just kind of
water is deep in the ocean.
H2O.
Yes.
Hydrogen, 2 oxygen.
And then I think she's like, I got a kiss on the cheek. Who said they got a kiss on the cheek? That
was Miles.
Oh, that's
He said I didn't wipe it off.
Yes. But I don't think Henry and Christina have had
I don't
any
think
type
they haven't
of
held her hand.
Yes.
They haven't held hands. Because they asked him about kissing.
Right, that's what it is. And I can understand. I can empathize with Christina if I was married to someone and they never tried to go in for a kiss, a hug, any type of like physical connection. I would feel like the ugliest person. I'd be like,
look, she's gonna be a third friend. She's gonna be a part of that group if they accept her.
Oh yeah,
she can't be friends with them. They dogged her.
They're gonna understand though.
After they get divorced, Michelle and whatever the other girls.
The girl was like, I don't respect the marriage.
I don't either.
I don't. Yeah, Henry don't.
They're gonna have a hard time. She gonna get when the cameras leave. Because the other thing, Brett said this, but it's true for all of them. During their honeymoon phase, the camera be there every day. Yeah. When they go back home, they be having the off days with no cameras, and then people really be who they are. Yeah. And that's gonna frustrate her even more because he's gonna be even more awkward. Because you imagine he's trying to get up to meet the moment of the cameras. Right. Mm-hmm. When they're not around, he's just gonna be like,
no acceleration needed. He's like, hopefully we on the hill and I can just
break those gas.
Yeah. Dang.
I feel bad for them. They're not a match. No. I feel bad for them. They should not have been matched.
I feel bad for him.
No, I feel bad for both of them.
Yeah.
I mean, even though she having a mad attitude, even though she be having mad attitude, it's still like something that she got a real dud of she could at least been given
that man a dud.
He like for real. He's a straight up dud, nice guy, but a dud in this situation. She could at least gotten somebody that she had a chance with, and then we could have just hated on her for being terrible. Right. But I can understand why she is frustrated in this situation.
I concur.
Fair.
Anything else on them?
No.
Okay, so we're going to Olivia and Brett.
Man, he was pissing me off.
Brett was?
Yes.
Say more.
Rate the marriage. You know what they're saying.
Yeah.
You know the
dehumanizing. What? Because you gave the marriage a number?
Stop.
How well are you all doing? That's basically what they're saying.
Okay, but I have
to put how do you put a number on a human condition? It's dehumanizing. And when she said 7, that nose was like...
That boy's nose wrapped around and touched his nostrils on the other side.
I actually... Okay, so number one, even when they were having the discussion, I was like, they're really close. They have to be able to hear each other.
Oh, yeah.
And then when they actually showed up, I was like, okay, good. But the other thing is... He was crushed. I appreciated the level of... like hurt and vulnerability. I mean, it was a temper tantrum. Okay, it was a temper tantrum. But the fact that he had it means, this is kind of toxic, but it means that he cares enough about this relationship to like be angry that like I feel like I'm putting my best foot forward and you're going to give me a 7.
I think he cares.
That's what he said.
Yeah, that's what he said. I don't think he has a better foot. No,
I think that's his best.
That could be his best foot then.
Yeah. I listen. Regardless of whether or not he didn't play the game, I feel like he didn't. There was no, I don't know what the word is, pretense behind it. He said why, whether or not the excuse is like
valid or not.
He said why, and what really frustrated me was that after he had said that he was upset about it, she kept pressing him to have a conversation
that he wasn't ready for.
Okay, but you talking about after the thing or when they were alone?
I think when they were alone.
When they were finally alone.
Okay, now, but here's where he's wrong, right? He knew he was pissed.
Right.
And she asked him about as straightforward as, did hearing my rating tick you off? And he was like, no. Nothing's fine. Did anything happen? Nope. And then the next morning, he was like, "Okay, I was pissed off. You should have said that at the night."
But he did say something. Sorry, go ahead.
He ain't Angel.
No, he did. He said I was kind of irritated. He alluded to he was irritated with the whole questioning thing.
Oh, because they asked her the same question over and over.
Yes, and then she was just like, okay, all right. Well, then what do you want to do with me? Now she can literally see.
I did see that.
Now I will give her grace because that is something I probably see a lot of the things that I do in her, especially early on in my marriage. That I'm just like, girl, stop doing that. Like, I'm like, he don't want to talk. Like, why are you pressing this? You're going to get your feelings hurt when he is clearly showing you he's not going to be able to give you anything else in this moment.
She offered no apology or anything.
That
she
man,
found out
she said, what you want to do with me? He was like, just go to work and come home. But what about with me? Just stuff. She was like, but like, would you want to go to the movie? He's like, you want me to lie?
I know he was,
this is what we
but he
do.
was. We know that he's a jerk. Like we know once he gets there, the sarcasm, and it's really a defense mechanism.
Right.
The other thing is, I just don't think he's one of those people. I can be one of those people, slow to like process my feelings.
Yeah.
And the other thing is, I also think there is something to
something in your hair.
Being angry about something, recognizing that it is trivial and stupid and dumb, and maybe you shouldn't have got as angry as you were, but you're here now. Let me sit in it. And then the next morning, I'll be ready to have an adult conversation
is marriage.
To say, I was wrong. I was angry about that. I realized I was wrong. Let's move on. But in that moment, he wasn't ready to have the conversation. And that's where I think she should have just, let me just back off. And I think the other thing is this. They had a conversation earlier, to her credit, about communication. He was like, yeah, let's just talk about it. Let's be open. We should just have these conversations. And everyone thinks they're that person until you get into the moment. And then you realize you actually shut down. Right. Yes, he's pointing at me.
Listen. Wait, you said what?
Kevin's struggling.
Pointing at you?
Yeah.
The milkshakes just come. Can I just have one?
Yeah, let's do it.
I was like, he's focused
the look on his face. He
Josh,
was like,
you didn't see Josh was like, he had, the brim of his hat was there.
If
so
we
hot.
look like we're glowing, it's sweat.
They don't turn the AC on in this, and they told me this when I rented it, and I was like, we don't be in here on Sundays.
Oh my
And
God.
we've had this place for what, 6-7 months?
We would have came to your house to shoot
it
this.
didn't click until Josh texted. I was like,
I
this is the first time I ever
Josh, turn around.
Oh, two things I want to say.
Go say it.
One, I've been Brett. I remember distinctly in Hawaii, I got pissed over something trivial. And then I was walking ahead of Melissa, Joe, and Zay, and they're all just still in Hawaii, sandals clacking. And I'm ahead of them like, I am mad over something dumb. I don't know how to get unmad. So I get that, and I see that. But the other part is when you're just meeting somebody, you can't read them as well as...
It's true.
I can read Melissa like, she's not having the greatest day. Gonna go watch The Office. She can read me. He's probably cranky or hungry. I'm gonna take that information with that grain of salt. And she's just not able to read him. Like, I want to know what you want to do when you get home. He's like, pet my cat. And she's like, okay, I'm leaving now. You know what I'm saying? But that's also the knowing each other for 6 days.
Absolutely.
But he also wasn't helping her at all.
He wasn't.
Nah.
You know what I'm saying? Like, it was like, I'm gonna purposely be a jerk, and she's like, I'm gonna purposely be a jerk.
Yeah.
Right.
And then it's gonna end in the way it ended. And also, she always tell him, let's get ready for bed. Like, girl, you get ready for bed. I don't want to.
She's already 85. Now, she's like, every time she talks, I'm like, she's at retirement in her head. But no, she read his energy. That's the reason why she asked about questions. It. So what again, I see so much of myself in her. It is very frustrating because she does have this I'm always right spirit about her.
Is that you?
oh.
Yes, and he is a Brett. Definitely gets upset about the dumbest thing.
She thinks it's dumb.
That's why he could do that no so well.
Yes, exactly.
She thinks it's dumb.
Right. But so for me, I was just like, girl, he's going to come to his senses if you just leave him alone. Just leave him be. Why are you trying to get these answers that you don't need right now? You don't need to know what y'all going to do if y'all going to go to the movies. Right. It's not going to change the night. And two,
it's not.
The fact that she did not offer an apology the next day when he said,
yeah, that's what I was saying. Yeah.
When you said 7, it really hurt me because I am all in. And she was just like, yeah, there was a lot of things we could learned yesterday.
But when she
apologized.
she was probably still mad too. Like, I don't know. But with him, he was so, I don't know. He just didn't offer up enough. He could have at least said, I don't want to talk about this right now.
I don't think.
But again, she probably wouldn't have.
She wouldn't have listened. She would have pushed because that's yes. I was like, I saw so much of me, and I was like, girl, if you don't stop, he is going to open up to you. But yeah, that was the one thing that irritated me about the next morning because I felt like he stepped up to the plate, owned his actions, owned how he could have handled it better. And she didn't really own hers or even say, oh, I didn't realize that
I hurt your feelings.
That I really hurt your feelings. I can see now, regardless of if I agree with how you reacted, I can see now why you reacted that way. I am sorry for that. She was just like, yeah, there's a lot of things we could learn in communication. I was like, Christina.
So did.
And the same thing with her wanting to be around her friends every day.
Like,
I didn't like
we'll
that.
be around you, my friends. Like
she tried to give a little, but then she just was like, but also I want to be clear. I love them and I plan on spending a lot of time with them
every day.
Because it makes me happy, and marriage shouldn't be a sacrifice of things that make me happy or something along those lines. And I was just like, yeah, not quite though.
She was like, I mean, we'll have time for us. I was like, but the other scene, you said you don't have a lot of time.
Exactly.
You work all day. You come home. You might not want to do anything. Yeah. You're going to go to sleep.
Take a shower. Go to bed. That's it.
Yeah. I'm like, girl, you are stuck in, everybody sees the sweet side of you, but you are very much so, I am right in how I do things, and I am not changing how I do them.
Yeah, it was the first episode that I saw a little bit more depth in Brett that I didn't see earlier.
Yeah, she got some. I'm not as excited about her. At first, I was like, poor Olivia. Brett is just going to. Now, part of me is like, oh, no, Olivia.
It's chinks in the armor for sure.
Yeah. Absolutely.
And she's very financially stable.
You think he I think he honestly has a problem with that.
Oh,
because he was like, no, I think it's hot that you make more than me. It's like,
lying
through
you don't. His teeth.
You think so?
No.
Yes.
When he said, let's say I make 20,000, she was like, oh, I make 80. Like, it was, Is that how much you make? Like,
I think that also plays into how firm she is in who she is. This is my schedule. I go to work. I spend Saturdays with this person. On Sundays we do like she has that type
he's
of
like 8 to 4, no overtime, no weekends. I clock in and clock out.
That's a lot to go from that, whatever your life was prior to marriage, no warm up. Like me and Melissa went from dating to marriage. It's a slow transition of getting
fully integrating your life.
Yes, like it started off with us separate, and then I visit her in the dorms, and then we hang out. Then I spend a lot of time with her family. You know what I'm saying? You get all of that in pieces,
right?
And then you finally get married, move in, right? They go from hello, my name is Miles, to I have depression.
Yeah.
On Friday?
Yeah, it's a lot. It's a whole lot. She was like, I like to take expensive vacations. I like to buy nice things. And he was like,
to eat out.
Yeah,
he was like, no, we're doing some
wine.
home cooking. He was like, she was like, I can't drink cheap wine.
I was here for it.
He was like, there's a lot of cheap wine that's good. She was like,
nah.
It's because you haven't tasted expensive wine. That's really
right. That's what I was thinking that too. It's like
I said, oh yeah, she is at retirement. That's that like I didn't live
she
a
has
life.
Worked hard.
She's
like, I want the finer things in life because I've worked for them.
She sure has.
And more power to you.
I ain't gonna settle for your cooking at home when I can order from this expensive restaurant.
That's exactly her energy.
It reminds me of Maserati Kev.
Yes.
Yeah, that's Maserati Kev right there.
I'm gonna have a hard time turning that in. Oh, yeah, you didn't know?
Maserati Kev.
Let me tell you what, JoJo looked out the window. He said, "There's a white van outside." I said, "A white what?" There is a Maserati Levante outside. Don't disrespect the Roddy.
Anything else we want to add to Olivia and Brett?
No, I don't think so.
Brett's still lame, but
Brett's still lame. I don't know. I'm not on his side, but I'm.
Y'all took different ways than this. I thought we was all gonna be in agreement. Because when I was watching Melissa, I was like, "Girl, you see what Brett did?" She's like, "You see what Christina did?" I said, "What you talking?"
Olivia.
You know
why? I also think the reason why is because, as Angel was saying, as a wife, you understand you only get so far poking at the bear. You have to know. Let me just let you cool off. And in all honesty, I'm also that. Don't keep asking me the same question.
Yeah.
When it's clear that I'm in shutdown mode.
Right.
And I'll come to you when I'm out of shutdown mode.
Exactly.
And that's what I felt like she was doing to him.
Yes.
And you can't. Girl, let that man have his time.
But like Kev was saying, they went from 0 to 100.
Yeah.
And where we coasted from 1 mile an hour, 2 mile an hour, 3 mile an hour.
I mean, that definitely came from experience with marriage. I was I was Olivia at the very beginning. I was like, no, you gonna answer me. You're not gonna disrespect me and not talk to me. And Marcus be like, I'm gone. I'm gonna be in the car driving around. So you definitely ain't gonna be talking. Right. Pretty much. And then I realized, if I just give him some time, he's gonna give me all the things I need in the conversation instead of me trying to get it at the time.
I can tell you what you want to hear all day.
Yeah, and I knowing that he lying.
And Brett don't have that bone in his body.
No.
He's not gonna.
That also comes with being in a relationship and also growing in the relationship that you realize you do. But to his credit, the next day he was like,
he completely opened up. Yeah.
I'm sorry.
Apologize.
Yeah.
No, he was way more mature. I feel like he handled this. I honestly feel like he handled the situation way better than she did.
100%.
I think it'd be really hard when you're pissed off to do the right thing.
In the moment,
because the pissed off be like, man, shut up. We here now.
Yeah.
You can't go back. We can apologize later. Right now, we wrong. We gonna be all the way wrong.
Yeah. Marcus needs to be happy. He had pissed me off yesterday, and I meant not to talk to him for the rest of the day. And
I'll be doing that too.
I forgot. I was like, I'm already.
She even told me, I forgot to be mad at you. Right?
I meant to be mad, and
I was like, oh my
you.
bad. I'm sorry.
But I was having a good time, and I didn't want to ruin the good time that I was having. So I was still back in a good mood, and then I was like, it's too late now.
You cannot.
A whole good 24 hours to be mad at you.
But then when she told me, I was like, oh my, because then that would have ruined. I would have been mad. I don't know why, but I would have been mad too. It's like it would have spilled over to the morning. It's like, you better, I'm all right.
Yeah. So I had to tell him because I wanted him to know that I was mad, but he didn't get a chance to feel it because I was having a good time. I was like, just FYI. You pissed me off.
Y'all are clinically insane.
No, that's real.
I'm gonna come back from the no, all right. I done kiki. I owe you about 12 more hours of math, and you about to get it now.
September. Your ass. That's what it is.
I
I'm ready to be mad at you, and I'm gonna tell you now. It's for today.
Right. I got distracted by the good times, but I'm back.
I made Melissa mad plenty of times. And made her laugh, and she be then later on she was like, "Wait, no."
Right, that's what I wish I could.
I done forgot because that was funny.
McKinley says when she's mad and my sister tickles her, she says, "I don't want to be happy right now." I said, "That's what I was saying. Don't make me laugh. I don't want to be happy right now."
I do not want to be happy. Yeah, and he was like, "Oh man, see, no, what I'm saying."
It's crazy though,
but I was thinking.
That's what happened though, Marcus. You be like, okay, be mad. Go in your little office, your little room. Oh, so you just gonna give me time to be mad?
Why ain't you talking to me?
Yeah, don't
Heifer, didn't you say you was mad at me?
Don't you go be happy somewhere else? We're mad at each other.
Don't watch something you like.
Right. No.
We are mad.
Yeah, we are.
Yeah, no, for me, I'm not a Brett. I am an Olivia. I need you to be an Olivia to me. I want you to be pining after getting the answers, figuring it out, but I'm going to be mad the entire time.
Ain't nobody finna do all that.
Nah, because I'm like, you mad, I'm going to give you your space. You better not give me no space. No, I'm going to give you your space.
Be right here and feel this anger.
I actually, my answer to both of these is yes. I need you. I need you to care and be concerned, and I also need you to back away.
Right.
You better be in that room watching sad dramas. Don't you go in there and watch no comedy. I want Fault of Our Stars. I want a cancer movie, a war movie.
If you don't shed a tear, there's going to be blood.
Yes.
I just need you in the background right here.
That's exactly right.
Standing in the corner.
Yeah, seeing my anger. I need you to see how I'm operating in frustration. See how I'm washing these dishes all aggressively.
100%. Yeah. Are we done?
Yeah.
Sorry.
No, I enjoyed it. Although somebody was like, y'all talk about yourselves too much.
Mind your business.
Yeah.
It's our YouTube
That's
channel.
what we're here for. The people want it. I care what y'all
love
want.
it. I love hearing personal
That's the thing about
opinions.
watching
the
the
negative
video.
people want.
You can't do nothing about that.
Nope.
Nah.
We're going to talk about what we want to. I hope you like it.
Kev,
but
your beard's looking real nice.
Yeah, I like the gray down the middle.
Thank you, man. I appreciate it.
What's happening?
There.
We talk about whatever we want to talk about.
She was like, hold on. Are we segueing? What is that?
Did we get asked? What's happening?
Right.
I just want to say that the reason why Millie and Bennett are my favorite couple, number one, I feel like they are going at the appropriate pace. It is not too fast. It is not too slow. I think that their conversations are not wasted. I think they go deep, but I also think they have a good time with each other. I enjoy this couple. Then when Amelia was playing the she gave me, what's the girl's name? Sarah Bareilles.
Yes,
I thought it was so sweet. I really truly feel like they have mastered the art of we're strangers but we're also married, and finding a balance between those two. I think they've done a phenomenal
They're
job.
also very agreeable people.
They are.
They just be like, oh, okay, yeah. Bennett, the perfect example, he was like, I feel like it might kind of be a little early to talk about children.
Yeah.
But at the same time, we're married, so I know this conversation is going to come eventually.
Yeah.
So we might as well have it now.
Yeah.
I don't think they could
an
disagree if they wanted to.
Yeah. That's why I feel like her moving is their wedge.
I'm interested to see how it plays out.
That's the only thing for them I feel like is going to be come into play.
And I almost think it's not really a wedge. I think the producer is just like, you, Bennett, have to not want to move.
They're
going to tell them.
I 100%
They're going to have to hypnotize them. You don't want to go anywhere, Bennett.
Yeah, you can't just be like, okay, cool, let's see the world together wherever you want to go. No, you got to be like,
he lives
this
in a
is
tiny
home.
house. He ain't tripping if he moves.
He's not.
That house is big as this office.
Yeah.
He was look at my tiny house.
But let her put him in something big. He gonna be like, no, this is too much.
Yeah.
You're using up the environment.
And
the
she
world.
would agree. She'd be like, you know what, you're right.
Yeah, they are
We could
very
be in a treehouse.
minimalist type people.
She fell asleep on that man twice.
That was
and I was
hilarious.
cracking up. She was like,
It was like snoring.
Yeah. He was a good chat.
when she fall asleep, you can't look up at the sky.
No.
She asked the question and fell asleep on the answer.
Right. She was done. I really love the way they both approached this whole thing. It's just like, you can tell they're both like, we are married. Yeah. So let's make this work. Let's make this a good thing, which I feel like almost all the couples could take a page out of their book
100%.
Sure.
of just like, we did this because we want to stay married. So how can we operate in a way that will allow us to stay married instead of, we did this, so now let me see if you's the one. You here.
You already here.
You already
So
hit
go
it.
all in so that if it's not going to work out, it blows up quickly, and you gave it your all, rather than I only half-tailed it and it fizzled away. Like, what's even the point of that?
Yeah, that's 100% agree.
Yeah, but they're cute together.
They
They're
are.
just
They're
so
just so
sweet.
fun. He be wearing that dress every night.
That boy is in
He
that
don't even
dress.
care.
Oh, that was the thing. I like seeing, he's not somebody that people would probably quote as the most masculine man, but when he's with her, he takes on a bit of an alpha presence. He puts his hands behind his head. Like, it's very much so like, I got all this type of...
I just think it's just him not caring.
Regardless, that's still a very
I agree.
He's like, I'm going to
Wholeheartedly.
sprawl out.
Yeah.
That man said, I don't know if I'm flirting or not. I heard flirting just having fun. Maybe I'm flirting with my guy friends. I don't really know. I'm just here to have a good time.
I love it. And she's just this like giddy girl around him. I just love the dynamic. It's so
do
sweet.
too.
I'll be waiting for the shoe to drop in their relationship, and it's going to be that.
Oh
boot
my
thing
God.
that's gonna
be
be-
a sandal.
Actually, one of the things, it's going to be a
Everybody was adamant about not kids, and he was like, we're going to have the conversation.
Yeah. The family was like, he feel like kids is something weird.
It's like morally or ethically wrong to have biological kids because there's so many kids that need to be adopted.
Yeah.
We're overpopulated.
Yeah.
He's like, but if it makes you happy.
Right. That's what I'm saying. They're just agreeable.
Yeah.
Other people would have been like, this is how I feel, and I'm standing by that, and we can just go from there. And he'd be like, I did say that.
It's also one thing to have an idea in theory and then to marry someone that you really want to make happy or whatever. And this is something that's really important to her. The other thing that I really like about them is what's the right word? Just the authenticity of them being themselves.
Yeah.
And the
flower hat
comfort
on.
of, man.
She stayed with some flowers and stuff on her
She
head.
really do.
She's
And
got
she
that
wear
armpit
them
hair,
blossom hats. And I'm just...
She do got big blossom energy. Bialic.
I just feel very much so. I just feel like being that comfortable in who you are.
Yes.
There is something so powerful about it. Every time I watch them, I'm like, God, give me that type of comfort in who I am, that I am who I am all the time.
That's why I don't put no lotion on my knees.
Sir.
That's who I am all the time. People be like, you got to do that for the black community.
Boy.
I ain't got to do nothing.
You have clinical ash on your knees right now.
I have a confession, Melissa.
That was a good callback.
That was great. I don't feel like if nobody gonna see it, don't make me no never mind.
You supposed to have moisturized knees driving a Maserati, Kev. That's
Yeah.
one of that's in the
I be
onions
who I am.
manual.
I'm sure that was in the
I be ashy as the white
Maserati
of the
Kev
Maserati.
can't be ashy, man.
I be ashy in the Maserati. Maserati.
Asherati.
Asherati. But piggybacking off of your point, I feel like you have found someone that you can really spend the rest of your life with when they make the authentic part of you shine.
Yes.
Like they really, I feel like the way not Olivia, what are their names?
Bennett and Amelia.
Yeah.
The way they treat each other makes them even more comfortable to just be who they are, because I feel like they love on each other even more when they become more of who they are in front of each other. Yeah, I think it's just beautiful.
It's so beautiful. The tent.
The little fort thing.
It's just like
They in a resort and they made a tent.
They did. Y'all better look at this view.
M2.
Also,
They
it was still
are-
hard to watch them be on a resort.
They cannot not work. Like,
No, they
They
can't.
would of the history of us watching this show. I'd be the most surprised if they didn't make it to decision day of any couple I've ever seen.
because they
I
literally
agree.
belong together.
Literally.
Literally.
Yes.
And
If
I've
they
been
got
surprised
paired with different people, they would still end up together.
Yeah.
Like,
They belong together. Cue Mariah Carey.
Who the mean till the sun comes
I
up?
was thinking, we belong together. That's what I was thinking.
That's because you 40.
I am.
Who is that?
Boys
Boys
to
to
Men.
Men?
Uh-huh.
Oh, I thought it was Luther.
No.
I'm not that old.
You ain't.
Vandross?
First of all, are you 40? You just turned 40.
Just turned 40.
You 36 or 38, Mark?
38.
We the older ones.
Y'all are.
We old.
Yeah. I feel bad about Mar. I'm like, man, by
Amar's
the time you
is-
20, I'm going to be old.
Yeah, he gonna have a good time. He gonna be living his own life. He's gonna be like Jaden and Willow. They grown all on their own for real.
Yeah.
That's gonna be poor Mar. He's gonna be a weirdo. I love him.
Yeah. Our oldest son going to have to raise him.
Yeah, that's what
Because
we're doing.
I'm done next year. Like,
What, a 2-year-old?
this baby stuff is...
It's a
Just
mess.
for the birds.
Anyway, let's get to...
Last
Woody.
couple. Amani and
Yeah.
Woody.
Sitting in the
Hunching.
tree.
So-
Kissing.
Yeah, they
I
got
called it a
in.
mile away. They was gonna smash first.
Oh, absolutely.
Oh, yeah.
Because she wanted to. She just wanted to make sure that she at least somewhat knew this person.
She let's take a shower together. Let's
Yeah.
do this. Like she was the
Then
one.
the next
like,
day,
Right.
let's take another shower together. Matter of fact, let's
Yeah.
get in this bath together.
Yeah.
I still think it's 6 days. However long.
What you think?
I'm thinking now that this boy's balls ain't blue, it's going to die off a little bit.
I'ma tell
Because it's
you-
been a long date for him.
It has.
You know what I'm saying?
And you in paradise. It's
And he's
easy.
telling me y'all have always wanted to get married. Nobody that they talked to on your side said you were marriage material.
He said you had the devil in you.
I'm telling you right now, if Woody flip modes on her back in New Orleans,
Oh, she gonna cut him.
I'm gonna cut him.
Right, right.
I hope they work because they
It
fun
is-
together. They have a lot of fun.
They do have a lot of fun together. I really do like them together. But I just feel like he's done so much to like gain her trust and like show affection to her and do all these really nice, sweet things. And if he changes,
He got the draws.
that's foul.
I think you gotta have a type of Woody type of personality to make something like this work.
Yeah.
I hope that he's not one of those hot and cold type of dudes that be all like hot and aggressive.
That's just what it feels like. It feels
I
like
don't
he's going
wanna.
100% in right there. Then it's just like
I
fall
think
off
he
the
really
deep
wants
end.
it to work.
Yes, I think he's doing the best that he knows how
Yeah.
to do.
I do
Now,
too.
whether or not he runs out of gas,
That's what I'm
Yeah.
But
afraid
she's
of.
also.
Yeah.
I think they have a good connection, so it makes it easier.
yeah.
Yeah.
Right. I feel
Yeah.
like she's giving him things that make it easier to continue on this path.
Yeah.
Like if he were paired with Karen, I think he might not be. They might not be where they are
Yeah.
now. You know what I
Well,
mean?
with raise a flag for me is when they were sitting there and she was like, of course this is easy and fun right now because we in paradise. He was like, no, that won't change anything. Lie to yourself if you want to.
Right.
Yeah,
right.
he's
right.
immature in his
Yeah.
thinking that
This
it's
is
not going to
like,
get
yeah.
harder.
Because you ain't going to be waking up in paradise just jumping in the
That's
pool
true.
going swimming. You got to work. She got to
Oh,
work.
that's what Brett said. That you just reminded. He said, "Yes, I'm having a great time with all these staged events."
Sure
Like,
did.
you know what,
He sure
sir?
did.
You did not have to say
Screw
that.
that dude, man.
He was pissed.
He was.
He was pissed.
But,
But he's right though. When you're
Yeah.
not Brett, but to Woody's point, every meal is somebody else cooks for you.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The laundry's done. You
Right.
don't have to go to work. you don't have a reason to come home pissed off because you didn't go to work.
Right.
You know what I mean? Like you ain't sitting in traffic. All those little things are points of contention. Like when Olivia was saying she get up from work ready to go to bed. You know what I'm saying? Like that doesn't happen on vacation. Yeah. You know what I'm saying?
And she was being honest in that moment. She was like, look, I'm gonna get off work. I'm gonna be tired. I'm gonna jump to bed.
Yeah.
And it's like, I don't know if Woody's looking at it on that same level. It's like, we back to reality. We back in humid ass Louisiana. Humid Louisiana.
But see, I think that's how. But I think Woody lives a very happy life in his head. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. I feel like he be having a good time. So for him, while yes, he's in paradise, he's like, but I have a good time in New Orleans. Like I am over here, you know, with my friends doing. So for him,
no responsibility though.
Yep. I mean, doesn't he has a job?
What does he do?
Yeah, he has a job. I mean.
I don't remember.
I mean, I'm just saying.
I think you say no wife, no kid.
Right. He doesn't have a wife, but I think for him, he thinks that she'll plug into his life seamlessly, so he doesn't see all the work that might happen with it because he's like, I don't feel like my life is
dull,
dull, and that I'm just struggling to get
back to her, you know, the cashmere
routine
things and the shoulder pads, blazers, and because she's business, you know, that's a businesswoman right there.
Yeah, 100%.
But I love how she responds. Like what makes them so great is that all his efforts, she responds to it in such a sweet.
She's the realist on the show.
She's probably my favorite person.
She is the absolute realist on the show, though.
Yeah, I feel like Bennett and Amelia make the best couple as far as personality. But singular person, I like her the most.
Yeah, no, she's actually the realist. She's the one. Like she'd be like, you know good and well you didn't like
right.
I like her for that.
Yeah, I love when she said, the stuff he does makes me feel really pretty. It makes me feel, and I was just like, see, I'm glad that she's like recognizing, like the efforts that she's not just like, well, you just flirting with me just because you want to get in my drawers. No, actually, it does make me feel good.
Yeah.
Regardless of if you just want to get in my drawers.
Regardless.
I also do want to do that, but that's not the reason.
And
but she wanted to too.
She said, I want to.
I'm gonna get to know you first, but you gonna get this.
Yeah. That's also why I really hope that he doesn't change because she did pace herself and those feelings are real when you're feeling wooed and romance and he makes me feel and I'm getting these butterflies and I feel this, that, and the third. The moment, if don't do it, but if they get into an argument and he says something below the belt, those are things that like they
make you question all the other stuff
in the back of
your
your mind.
Right.
Because he does give her the utmost attention, like
and I love him for it.
Yeah, no, he's definitely putting in the work. I
feel like Miles is doing the same thing, but it's not.
Miles is definitely.
It's just not being received.
But Karen is recoiling from it.
It's not being received.
It's like his affection is salt and she is a snail.
Yeah.
And she's like,
It's like oil and water. It's just like get away from me.
Yeah, 100%.
And
which is
even
sad.
Even the small tries that Karen does do is just like, is it enough? You know, in relation to the way you actually feel.
Right.
Because like the little sweet stuff, like, yeah, we're going to do this. Lay on the covers with me. You know, it's that type of thing. And it's like
shake my hand.
But you're going to have to do more. Like, to
get over. Can I have some of your mango? Yes. That's love.
Yeah.
Right.
As far as I can go. That hurt me so bad.
By the end of this, Karen and Miles are going to end up just being really great friends.
I 100% agree.
I hope so if he doesn't get his feelings hurt by everything she said on camera.
I think they're going to end up being friends. Yeah. Like even if his feelings do get hurt, like
he'll get over
he'll get over it because he's that kind of guy. Yeah. And hopefully she apologizes.
Yeah.
He was like, well, you know,
she should feel bad. Like,
she should. She should. I hope she's already called him being like, I am so sorry. I was really nervous and this was a lot and I said
and I didn't know you.
Right. I didn't know you. I hope she gets a chance to apologize. Because
if things are going well and then you got to see them episodes like, oh, you was tripping, huh? And your little confession.
Even if they do get, they sitting there watching it. Yeah, babe, let's watch.
Right. She better. I hope she came clean before if they doing well. Listen, I slightly dragged you multiple times.
Dragged you for season 11. You got drugs.
Yes.
In every confessional.
Yes. So just.
But she comes
around
out
episode 7 or 8.
Though.
I changed and I loved you. Right. But episodes 1 through 6, I just wasn't sure.
I wasn't sure, honey. I do also like that Woody, I think has been very transparent about wanting to get the draws. It wasn't a thing of I'm doing all this and it's
he's definitely
he been saying it. He's been like, I'm gonna keep doing what I'm doing if it's gonna get you out of your panties.
But he kept saying,
I'm saying
I don't really care. However, it's like you do care. Like,
Absolutely can't.
Still very transparent though.
Yeah,
It's like
yeah.
I don't care, but yes, he said at the table,
He
"Oh,
sure
if my
did.
wife wants to do it, I'm 100% gonna do it."
I'm on its own and popping.
Yeah, he was very clear. All the other men were like, "Well, you know,
Right.
I'm not." Woody's like, "Let me tell you."
Right.
Miles was like, yeah, it ain't happening.
I know,
He's like,
poor
"No."
Miles. He couldn't even answer the question for himself because he knew it wasn't even a possibility.
Oh my
Yeah.
God! Now you talk about uncomfortable.
Ooh,
Yeah.
like
You know
the-
he can't even do that.
Yeah.
Woody asked him, he's like, don't ask me that.
he was like, "I haven't even breached this. I don't
can't.
touch her hand. I don't, try not
No, he
to."
touched her feet.
Oh yeah,
he did.
Yeah.
That's about as far away from her face as you can be.
Right.
Rub my feet. That's
But a
where you
foot rub
start.
can do a lot. All the senses to the body go to
It
the
didn't
feet.
do nothing for her.
I
Nah,
was
it
say.
She
It
had
did
stockings on
nothing.
still.
Yeah, she had on thermal socks.
Long johns. Talking about it's hot. Why you got that on, girl?
Yeah, just I don't
You got
want
on
you to
your
touch
hands.
me. Ugh. Yeah, I feel that for them to be friends and for them to be going through this at the same time, for him to be able to see how different Woody and Imani's is going versus them
yep.
two, I would be like, this is not. We're not going to work. If this is a possibility,
Woody need to coach him.
then yeah, Woody does need to help Miles. But
Especially considering the conversations that they had with their friends before all of this went down, and everyone's like, Miles is the one ready to get married, so he's probably
Yeah.
going in with the best of
Yeah.
hopes.
Completely different.
Yeah.
Yes.
And then for it to be completely flip flopped,
oh my God,
what alternate reality is this?
this is terrible. What are you
What
doing
are you
over
doing?
there?
Bothering Joey?
No. Yes.
Kevin's a big kid.
Anything else?
I can't wait for the next episodes.
Yeah.
They
I'm
get
excited.
home, it get to falling apart.
I'm
Dude.
excited.
I'd be like,
Not for that reason, but
I
kind
know that for that reason.
Definitely. Yeah.
For the
know.
drama?
I just be loving it.
Just with a certain people.
The what?
Just with certain people, I'm looking
Oh,
for that
yeah,
beef.
yeah.
I enjoy when things go well too.
I
But
mean, we
just
got
be
the
like-
ones gonna go well. Most likely, Woody and Imani, they're gonna do B.I.
Yeah.
and
Amelia.
Brett, not Brett. Amelia,
Amelia
Bennett. They're gonna do well. That's it. That's all you got.
Yeah.
I'd be surprised if any of the other three made it. Really surprised.
They're gonna be signing a no.
You got Miles and Karen. They're gonna end up friends.
Yeah.
Olivia and Brett, they're gonna part ways.
They're going to end
hopefully.
up hating each other.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He going Irish goodbye.
He showed
that
it.
marriage,
He was
like
like,
Imani
I'm
said.
gonna run, fill up the car. I'll be back.
It's the last time we saw him.
Ain't gonna be no cats in the house. He gonna take her cats too.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right. Anything else?
Nah, girl.
Did you believe in fatherhood?
Oh, yes.
Yeah, got
Ain't
on the
nobody
belief.
told me we was wearing the shirts, and I had mine.
We did. We sent him a group text, and
You
he
lying.
said, "Forget." He said, "Maserati Kev, don't wear
That's
believe
way
in
out there.
fatherhood merch."
More than ever.
I'm wearing it
That's
all
what the
week
shirt
this week
Is
now.
that what this is? More
More than ever. This is to hear boy merch.
Oh, but we're rocking Belief.
Belief.
So shout out. They are on season 4. What season Black Love is it?
We're in season 4.
4.
Yeah, y'all both
With-
stay on there.
Yeah, that's
Yes.
yes. I was gonna say they're castmates.
Yeah, check
Y'all
us out.
is.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Off
We
the
When
came
y'all
out-
shot?
All right, so make sure y'all check them out. Okay, that's all. Bye.
Have a good one.